It's time for Adventures in Reading, an interactive literary experience where you pick the story's outcome live on the internet. This week's adventure is Zombie Penpal by Ken McMurtry. Join your friends Elton and Mina as you explore a spooky graveyard. Your oddball teacher, Professor Gaga, is up to something. Could it involve the creepy new girl in town?
Hello, and welcome to Adventures in Reading. My name is Talia. I am not Lucas.
I'm Lucas. I'm here, and I am off screen running tech for Talia tonight. So she is our guest reader.
Yay!
She loves zombies! She's so excited to be here.
I'm so excited to read this. So we have a special Zombie Penpal adventure book that we will be reading this evening that I am so excited to dive into because there's probably nothing super gross in it because it's a children's story, right? Right?
Vicky says, "All hail the zombie queen." Hey Jean, hey Russell, hey Leanne, hey Scott,
everybody.
and y'all, it's group member Dan Lafferty's birthday, so give Dan a shout out.
Happy birthday, Dan!
I'm glad he's not here. I'm hoping he's doing something fun with his family.
Yeah.
In
Eating
quarantine.
cake. That's whatever.
Also, the day we celebrate our dog's birthday.
Yeah. It's Gus's birthday. I made him cupcakes.
Cupcakes. So welcome everybody. We're glad you're here. So Talia, do you remember how Adventures in Reading works?
Yes, I do.
So take a sip of your magic potion there, and we're gonna fill up Talia's heart bar. So Talia has 3 hearts. So
sorry I made that slurping sound.
So these are really, think of these as chances. So we're gonna work our way through the story. On the back of the book, you can actually see the progression tree. So we're going to try to get as far as we can. But what we always do at the end is we go back and we kind of explore the book, show you all the pictures and everything, and should be a good bit of fun.
I will say this one doesn't seem to have as many ending options as the other ones that we've read in the past. This says choose from 16 endings. So, maybe that means there's less death, although zombies are already dead, and so that's confusing.
Yeah. And
let's just do it.
Yeah, let's just do it. If you're just joining us, do us a favor, share this out with your friends. Go like Literarily Wasted. That's our online book club. We have a ton of fun, and we do a lot of cool quarantine content now since we're all stuck. We are going to do that. But yeah, I'm going to let you steer the ship, Talia.
Okay. So I didn't read this because why ruin the surprise? But I did notice in the beginning, it starts with some actual notes that they have written to one another. Also, y'all might notice my lovely claws. So sorry. Obviously, all of the nail salons are shut down because of quarantine, and I have not yet figured out how to get these off. So
I'm going to do it.
Nope. So these are just the scary talents I have right now, and they're thematically appropriate, I guess, if you need to fight off a zombie. Who knows? Let's just start. April of 2005. Dear Penpal, how are you? I am fine. My baptism name is Samosa Rose. Oh my goodness. Just Jardine? Can someone please? It's DESJARDINE. Can someone in the comments please tell me how to pronounce that? Thank you so much.
Just go with D.
That's okay.
Right now.
But she says, but my friends call me Sam. I live with my grandma. I call her Mama. We live in New Orleans, Louisiana. I am in the 2nd grade at Evergreen School. 2nd grade? She a baby. Our class project is to learn about different states. I picked Maine. I got your name and address from the Penpal Club. I want to learn about you and about your state of Maine. Is there a hill in Pointy Hill where you are? Please write back and tell me if you will be my pen pal. Your new friend, Sam Dizzer.
Yep.
In May of 2005, dear pen pal, thank you for writing me. I liked learning about the giant crawdads you call lobsters. Also, your famous bean store. The picture of the lobster was kind of scary. Are they red like that when you catch them? How do you eat them? You asked about me. I live with Mama in a small blue house. It is near the French Quarter in our city. We like to take walks down by the Mississippi on Riverwalk. Music is very popular here and famous. Sometimes we get big rainstorms, but not snow. I'm sending along some alligator jerky for you to try. Right soon.
Oddly specific.
Your friend, Sam. P.S. What do they sell at the bean store besides beans? In July of 2005, Dear Penpal, you asked about New Orleans. It is fun living here. There's a streetcar near our house. Mama drinks coffee and eats fried dough for breakfast. That sounds amazing. The fried dough is called a beignet. You say beignet. Every year there is a big parade called Mardi Gras here. People go a little crazy. The music is nice and loud. Mama won't let me go into some stores here. They sell things like black candles and herbs and potions. She calls them voodoo shops and says I must not visit them. One of the stores is called the Seven Wonders Shop of Voodoo. It is owned by our neighbor, Wonder Smeedy. Wonder seems like a nice man, but he has a friend called Mary who never smiles. She is a teacher at Evergreen. Hope your summer's fun. It is hot and steamy here. Write soon, your friend, Sam. P.S. I'm sending a picture of myself so you'll know what I look like. Please send me a picture of you.
Caitlin says we're waiting for zombies, and everyone's
I know. I'm so sorry. I'm trying to get through the letters.
Jane, Russell, everyone's loving the gator jerky.
I mean,
Vicky, yes, New
I like
Orleans
fried
is
gator.
vampire territory, but we're gonna roll with some zombies right now.
August 28th, 2005. Dear Pen Pal, there is a big storm coming. I am very scared. The storm is named Katrina. This has taken a turn, and I am now sad. It is a hurricane level 5. It is raining hard already. The wind is blowing at 60 miles per hour, and the worst part of Katrina is coming tomorrow. The mayor went on TV and said that New Orleans will be flooded. We are all supposed to leave the city and go to higher ground, but Mama says no. She says she's not about to give up everything and walk away. Instead, we're going over to see Wonder's house. Remember him? He has that strange shop. They say Wonder is a Bokor? B-O-K-O-R. Bokor. That is the word for voodoo priest.
Oh.
Mama says he can cast a spell to protect us. I think we should just leave. I am so frightened. I have to go. Mary, the woman who never smiles, is here to take us to the voodoo ceremony. Pray for us, please. Signed by your friend, Sam.
Wow. So case in point, some people were noticing that this is not written by R.A. Montgomery. So R.A. Montgomery is the one that really started the Choose Your Own Adventures. This is a different author, so I think that's why the paths are branching, and we got a little bit of
This is by Ken McMurtry.
Yeah. So we got a little bit of an
All right,
interesting...
let's get into this. Now the real fun begins. That was our backstory.
Bokor.
Thank you.
Adam's here. Hi, Adam.
Hi, Adam. Several years later, you are hanging out with your two best friends, Elton and Mina, at your house in Pointy Hill, Maine. It is autumn term break at Dragonfly School where you are all in 7th grade. The three of you get together every Friday night to watch horror films. But because of vacation, you've moved up Monster Movie Night to Monster Movie Afternoon. On TV, a woman in a vampire costume is introducing the film called Return of the Bride of Frankenstein. Is something bugging you? Mina suddenly blurts out, scooping another handful of buttered popcorn from the bowl between you on the couch. You seem quiet. Well, sort of, you reply. You know that new girl, the one named Rose? You mean the one who looks and acts like a zombie? Elton asks. What do you mean, Elton? Mina laughs. Rose is not a zombie. Wanna bet? Elton answers. Her eyes are dark pools of black. She walks around in a trance most of the time, and her skin is really pale. I tell you, she is a zombie. Oh, he just described me a little bit, but okay. Elton might have a point, but that is not what is bothering you. Rose reminds me of someone, I just don't know who. Somebody you know, Mina asks. Or some zombie you know, Elton suggests. Mina jabs Elton with her elbow. Sam, you say suddenly. The name is out of your mouth before the thought has even formed in your head. That's it. She reminds me of Sam. Sam, my old pen pal from New Orleans in 2nd grade. The one who, oh my god. The one who died in Katrina, Elton says helpfully.
Ooh.
I don't know that she died, you reply. I just never heard from her again. I tried writing a bunch of times, but every letter came back marked addressee unknown. The wind outside suddenly gusts, and some leaves snap at the window. Elton points outside. Speak of the devil, if you want to ask Rose the zombie if she's really Sam, now's your chance. There she goes. Well, this is a lot darker than I'd anticipated, but that's all right. Ooh, look at this lovely artwork. You and Mina stand to look. The new girl named Rose passes by Elton's house on a bike. You watch as she rides straight into the cemetery next door. What is she going to do in the cemetery in this weather, Mina asks. I don't know, but I'm going to follow her and find out, you reply.
Brains.
Hey, yuck no. You head out the front door and your friends follow. I'm not sure this is a good idea, is the smartest thing Elton ever said. Shut up, Elton, Mina shouts over the wind. You pass through the old iron gates to the cemetery. It's getting dark and the storm they have been predicting is about to hit. Dark clouds roll across the sky. Drops of rain begin to splatter. When you come to a fork in the main path, it's hard to see any bike tracks. Then you hear a scraping sound off to the right. If you follow the scraping sound, turn to page 7. If you stay on the main path, where it's safe, and go straight ahead, turn to page 35. So, follow the scraping or stay on the main path.
So y'all comment scrape or stay in the comments. So Talia, how are you liking reading so far?
I was fine until I read the scraping sound, and now I'm waiting for you to. Don't scare me. If you scare me, I'm going to be so mad at you.
Case in point, I will scare Talia just by walking in my house. And she's like, I'm like, hey, I live here.
Jean asked about cupcakes. So cupcakes I made for Gus's birthday. They're just cupcakes that are made out of ingredients safe for doggies. So I just made them little cupcakes. It's like whole wheat flour and applesauce and carrot shreds and peanut butter and stuff like that.
Oh, Ellen's trying to spell Desjardins. Desjardins. Yeah.
Desjardins?
Desjardins. Yeah.
Desjardins.
That's French.
Desjardins? All right.
Desjardins. Thank you, Ellen.
You'll have to remind me of that
She would have done that
when we get to
IPA
it next, because
Okay, we are getting we're totally getting scrape here, Talia. So,
if you follow the scraping sound like a genius, sure. Let's turn to page 7. That sounds like a great idea. But look, here's all these kids with flashlights in a cemetery. That's super safe and smart. The noise is coming from deep in the graveyard, you say, up near the top of the cemetery. Who would be up there with dark coming and a storm raging? Mina shouts over the wind. Let's not find out, says smart Elton. Are you afraid? Mina asks. Yes, Elton says. I want to get out of here, he adds like a normal human being. But we can't go back now, Mina says. I can, Elton says. I live next door. Besides, I think I suffer from cemetery phobia. Oh, stop whining. So you're afraid of cemeteries. So what? You'll miss the fun, Mina snorts, because she's a dum-dum. She turns around in your direction, nodding. I'm with you. You forge ahead with Mina right behind. You notice out of the corner of your eye that Elton sticks with you after all. Mina probably embarrassed him into it, you think. Well, nobody likes peer pressure. Pointy Hill Cemetery is old. A few stone mausoleums stand out like overweight garden sheds in the moonlight. The whole cemetery is surrounded by a fancy wrought iron fence topped with twisting vines and cherub faces. It has stopped raining. The wind is a whisper now. The crops of gravestones are slick with moisture. You hear it again. A scuffing, scraping sound followed by a soft plump. Ew. It's fine. Nope, I'm good.
Plump?
It's fine. Nope. It's plump. Plump. What is it? Elton asks. Beats me. We'll have to get closer, you reply. Elton looks like he doesn't like that idea much. Once again, because he's smart. Using maples, willows, and a crumbling tombstone to hide, you edge toward the sound. An owl sits atop a tomb waiting for night mice to appear. The silhouette of the magnificent bird reminds you that the world of night is different. It's secret. You need always be on guard. Look, Mina whispers. The nearly full moon emerges from behind a cloud. The sudden light reveals a man standing up ahead holding a shovel.
Yeah.
Leave. His jacket is draped over a headstone while he wipes sweat from his forehead. A large mound of dirt is piled on a tarp beside the open grave.
Russell says because they're dying to get in.
Boo. Isn't that Professor Samuels, you ask? It looks like him, Elton says. So, the professor? His name might be Ralph Samuels, but all the kids at school call him Professor Gaga. Some kids even call him that to his face. Professor Gaga is a little out of touch most of the time. You suspect he likes the nickname. In a class, he's always talking about his laboratory. It's in the attic of his house. He pronounces it laboratory. Sorry. His nose is always buried in some book about science or alchemy or the X-Files. It is him, Mina says. Look, there he is, digging stuff up, like a creepy illegal stranger, no big deal. In science class last week, you say to Elton, you asked about zombies and about Frankenstein and the science behind the reanimation stuff. How far-fetched is all that? Remember how Professor Gaga overheard and said it wasn't such a nutty idea, Mina chimes in? Well, that's because of everything we now know about genetics and cell regeneration biology, Elton asks. He's correct. Elton reminds you a little of Gaga sometimes, but you keep that thought to yourself for now. You don't think he's... Before you can finish your sentence, the professor drops out of sight. He has jumped into the grave. A moment later, a crowbar flies out of the hole. Ew. The professor, grunting with the load, pushes a very large rolled-up rug onto the grass. Climbing out himself, the professor brushes the dirt from his clothes. He pulls up a small wooden ladder from the grave and begins to fill the hole. Yellowstone Bridge. Blah, 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 blah. Oh my God, he's stealing a body, Mina says. That's sure what it looks like, you say. I always thought he was a sicko, Elton adds. After the hole is filled and the sod replaced, the professor drags the heavy rug to the back of his Volvo station wagon. With some difficulty, he manages to get the bundle into the back. Quickly, he loads the rest of his equipment, the shovel, the ladder, and the tarp. He grabs his jacket and gets in the car. He clearly wants to avoid detection. Next, he lets the brake off so he can coast silently downhill and out the cemetery exit, like a creepy, creepy criminal. You creep from your hiding spot and approach the newly filled grave, just as you thought. Look, Mina, you say, this is Mr. Angel's grave. Our former woodshop teacher, Elton cries, horrified. What on earth is Gaga going to do with a dead woodshop teacher, Mina asks. I have no idea, you reply, but we need to do something. That something would be call the police. You call the police. All right.
Said Professor Gaga can't help it. He's just born that way.
Boo. You know where Professor Gaga lives. Weird. If you decide to go to his house and find out what he's up to, go to the next page. Oh, we have 3 options here, you guys.
So we're going to vote
3.
house. House is 1.
If you decide to look for him at Dragonfly School, where he's been known to work on late-night experiments, turn to page 56.
We'll do look.
So school. They're all so either house, school, or this is too weird. If you decide it's time to call in the Marines and seek outside help, turn to page 43. So
house,
home, school, or Marines.
Yep, y'all cast your vote. We'll go back. Give Talia a little breather here. Hope everybody is doing well. Thank you so much for joining Adventures in Reading. If you're new to Literarily Wasted, go check us out. We are an online book club, and we do awesome things, and we're producing more quarantine content for you guys.
Which includes me
reading about zombies.
It's fine. As long as there's no, like...
Alright, so we're getting Marines, we're getting house. Vicky wants to know, how do you have a direct line to the Marines? Alright, so we've got 1, 2, 3. Jean wants to go to the school.
House, school, or
Leanne
Marines?
says house. Oh, Joe says Marines. Too weird. Call the Marines, says Emma. House, says Russell. Ooh, this one's going to be tough. So I think we're kind of between house and Marines right now.
House and Marines. House and Marines.
Jean says your faces are priceless.
Oh, sorry. I have a loud face. Am I making faces as I'm reading?
I don't know. Rachel says, I like that they skip the police completely and go right to the Marines.
I mean...
Semper Fi.
They stole the dead body.
Vicky says, no one wants to go to school. I think
That's
I'm going to give it one more second here, guys, so y'all chime in. House, school, or Marines. Right now, Marines is winning.
Okay.
That's not a direct tally, but...
To be fair, it does say this is too weird, and that is true. This is weird.
And I wonder, I just wonder what's going to happen now.
If you want to seek outside help.
Let me do one last little count here.
Or just, maybe forget you saw anything and move to a different city right now.
All right, we're going with Marines.
All right. We are going to call the Marines and seek outside help. Gene says he's going to fall asleep with me reading. Is that because I'm boring or because I'm soothing? Okay. All right. To the next page. All right. It's fine. This book doesn't make me cringy and itchy. It's fine. Okay. Right. Here's a little picture of the moon and some lightning. That's reassuring. Okay. Let's start by examining the facts. Our science teacher is a grave robber, Elton says. The question is, why would anyone want the body of our shop teacher, Mr. Angel, Mina wonders. I mean, people rob graves for valuables or artifacts or experiments, Elton states. That's it, you say, snapping your fingers. It all makes sense. This must be one of Professor Gaga's wacko experiments. What can we do, Mina says. We have to call for help, Elton says. Boop. No one will believe 3 kids who call in to report a grave robbing, Mina says. The police will just think it's a prank. We'll just have to stop them ourselves then, you say. Mina looks up at the moon in the sky. This full moon is known as the wolf's moon. In my moon calendar, it's also called the moon of tragedy. But we're not superstitious, says the girl who has a moon calendar.
She's a little stitious.
Boo. Ignoring Mina, Elton says, do you think he might take Mr. Angel's body back to Dragonfly?
What?
What was the point of... Never mind. Okay. If he's planning some experiment, he has a fully equipped lab there, you reply. No one will be around in the middle of the night. Sounds logical, Elton agrees. Mina rolls her eyes. Thank you, Spock. The shortcut to your school is through the pine woods just east of the cemetery. I went to the right place, right? Yes. Idiots. The shortcut to your school is through the pine woods just east of the cemetery. When you get there, a light is on in the windows of the science room. He's here all right, Elton says. You mean they're here, Mina corrects. Look, a figure emerges from the shadows of the science wing. And in the bright wolf moon, you can clearly see it's Mr. Angel, looking pale, walking.
What?
Why are you yelling? It just scared me. Stop it. Walking stiff-legged with clods of dirt dropping from his new burial garb. It looks just like him, but that can't be Mr. Angel, Mina says. I just don't believe it. It's Mr. Angel, all right, Elton says. Look, he's missing half of his left hand. Remember, he lost it while teaching us how to make bird feeders. The table saw accident, Mina says.
Vicky says, see, Angel, like a vampire.
My stomach feels gross. He nearly died that time, you say. So he was dead this time, but now he's alive? Mina looks upset. No, now he's the zombie woodshop teacher, Elton said super helpfully. That's different than just plain dead. Mr. Angel has reached Professor Gaga's old Volvo station wagon. He hits his head twice on the doorframe before he manages to get inside the boxy car. Stop it. The engine turns over and the lights come on. Behind the wheel, Mr. Angel concentrates on steering straight ahead while using his good right hand to maneuver the vehicle. Hey, so he's still a good driver. That's kind of reassuring, actually. As he steers the car toward the exit, a man and woman run into the parking lot, waving their arms and yelling, Stop! Stop, Adam! Please, stop! Mr. Angel's first name is Adam, Elton says. Well, it looks like their experiment is out of control, you say. That's Mary Brown, Mina says, shocked. Now our gym teacher is in on it? Okay, this whole school is ruined. All right. The car has turned around. Mr. Angel is now heading toward your hiding spot in the trees. You step out from behind a tall spruce tree and wave your arms because you're an idiot, signaling for Mr. Angel to stop. In the distance, Ms. Brown and Professor Gaga spot you and turn in your direction. Mr. Angel brakes, and because he can't roll the windows down without a hand, pounds on it instead. When the side window breaks, he tries to smile, but his face is a little crooked and some dirt still clings to his chin. His right eye keeps blinking like a malfunctioning shutter. Ha, he says. Stop. What do you think ha means? Elton says. I think he's trying to say hi, Mina says. Where are you going, Mr. Angel? You ask. Can you tell us where you're going? He says, and then, Baba.
Papa.
I'm gonna just assume that all of the zombies here have super cute voices because then they're less scary to me. So I'm gonna make Mr. Angel sound however I want. So just be prepared for that. All right. Does he mean home? Who is he now? E.T.? Elton asks. Mr. Angel waves his left stump hand one more time and accelerates over the divider and onto Sunny Way. The car turns west towards the big highway that leads out of town. Driving away into the darkness, the Volvo taillights become two fading red beacons. He wants to go home, wherever that is, poor guy, Mina sniffs. Shouldn't we chase after him? Elton asks. You point in the direction of Ms. Brown and Professor Gaga, who are getting close. We're about to have other things to worry about, you say. I really hate Wolf Moon nights, Mina says. Me too. I say we chase Angel. Elton agrees. Here's a super creepy picture on this side. It's just like a Yeti body and then a bird and the thing and the moon. All right. If you go after Mr. Angel to stop him, turn to page 41. If you decide to confront the professor and Ms. Brown, turn to page 50. So
stop or confront. Yeah.
Stop or confront.
So y'all chime in.
Stop
or confront.
or confront.
Adam says, "Don't fist bump the stump."
No,
Jean says, "I miss R.A. Montgomery right about now." Yeah, this is a different author, so we are taking. There are definitely longer breaks in between. Sorry, I didn't move here. So yeah, y'all pick. So confront or stop. Yeah, Jean says, "Where are the Marines that we called for?"
Yeah, no, they decided not to because they're dumb, and that was a directionless. Oh, Brandy says, "Where's the girl?" That's a good point. Yeah, where this whole thing started because they were trying to find Mary not Sam girl, but then they got detoured by the grave robber. So, I don't know what's
So we've got
happening.
2 for confront, 1 for stop. How are we going to chase a car? He really wants us to know that this is a Volvo station wagon.
Yes.
I think there were about 4 references already. So, all right, right now confront is winning.
Why?
Joe says confront, no zombie rights.
But he just dug up a dead body.
Jeff says confront. She's a zombie too, says Jean.
That's not what they sound like. We have decided that they sound really cute, kind of like Muppets. That the zombies.
I can see him waving
Baba.
his stump on.
He's like, Baba, where do you want to go? Baba? He's saying Baba with his stump. That's what I swear.
This story sponsored by Volvo. That's what Jean said.
All right, what are we doing?
All right, we're gonna go with confront. That's what. I don't chime in fast enough, guys. We're plowing ahead.
All right, we're gonna go confront Professor Gaga and Ms. Brown for some reason. Page 50. All right.
Vicky says, Talia, do you want a Muppet eating your brain?
I mean, all things considered, it'd be more of an ironic terror, I guess. I don't know. All right. Mary Brown shouts at the 3 of you as she barrels forward. Stop right there. What are you doing here? As usual, she is wearing simple, practical, dark clothing over her enormous body. Rude. Her legs are round as telephone poles with bread box-sized shoes attached. We're observing the Wolf Moon in action, Mina replies. Sure you are, Mary Brown sneers. Ralph, where should we put them? How about the cages in my lab at home? Ew, Professor Gaga replies, panting from the run. The question is, what do we do with them? Mary looks surprised and snaps, For a scientific genius, you can be a real bird brain. We'll remove their souls, of course, and add them to my collection, said the most devious gym teacher in all the land. Look, here's a drawing of a cage in case you didn't know what a cage was. They're going to put the children in it.
I will say these drawings are a little lacking.
All right. You mean we'll be able to control them like the others, Professor Gaga says? The others? Well, now you're catching on, Mary Brown states. I already have your little friend Rose's soul. Whew, she adds, looking directly at you. I am her master. Oh, so there's Rose. All right. But you're not my master before you can finish your sentence. Mary Brown has sprayed you with a potion. I thought that was fabric softener, you whisper before passing out. You awaken in Gaga's lab, or at least that's where you think you are. It is dark outside. You are locked in a metal cage. Looking around, you see Mina and Elton. They are still unconscious. The sound of voices drifts up the stairs. Where do you keep the souls, you hear Professor Gaga ask. In my gym locker at school. I keep them in a red plaid thermos bottle, Mary Brown answers. No one would think to look in a thermos. For a soul? All of them, Gaga queries. 38, last count, Mary Brown replies with satisfaction. Oh, look, you can tell. Look at her. She a villain. Look at that. She doesn't even need those glasses. She's looking above them. Anyways. Although these days I tend to keep their names on a list to keep track. With my memory, it's all I can do to control 1 or 2 zombies at a time. Tomorrow we'll extract the 3 new souls that are up in the lab, Professor Gaga says. I can't wait to see how it's done. At first light, Mary Brown says. Like love, Professor Gaga says. Ew. No, that's love at first sight, Mary Brown sighs. You hear a door close. Outside, a car engine turns over, then starts. You see car headlights through the attic window. The sound of the engine grows faint. Hey, everybody, wake up. This is our chance, you cry. We have to get out of here and collect some souls. Mina and Elton rouse slowly. What are you talking about? Where are we? Mina asks, looking around. My head aches. We're at Gaga's lab. I just heard them discussing Mary Brown's zombie collection. She keeps the zombie souls in a plaid thermos in her gym locker, you report. She has 38 of them, and I bet Rose is one. How are you going to get out of here? Elton says, rattling his cage. I have a skeleton key, Mina offers, pulling it off a ribbon around her neck. Oh, so this is... Wait, what? Is this Mina? Why? Why does Mina have a skeleton key around her neck? Why do you carry a skeleton key, you ask? Because that's a fair question. For the same reason you keep a yo-yo under your bed. Emergencies, Mina replies. All right. You try the key on the lock to your cage. With a little work and some twisting, there's a loud click and the door swings open. You open the other cages, releasing your friends. Now we have to get out of here and get that thermos of souls before they do. I think we're too late, Mina says, peeking from the attic window they just pulled in. But they don't have the plaid thermos, Elton says, peering over Mina's shoulder. It looks like Chinese takeout. The 3 of you tiptoe down the stairs and listen at the door. It smells like Chinese takeout, Elton sniffs. Makes me hungry. How can you think of food at a time like this? Mina snaps. There's the rattle of utensils as the table is set. Dishes clang. Someone puts on some Frank Sinatra and cranks it. Yeah. They're having a party. Now's our chance. Come on, you say. You quietly open the door to the lab, cross the living room, and slip out of Gaga's yard unseen. Frank Sinatra's voice floats into the yard, smooth as butter. Let's go get the souls, Mina says. Mary mentioned keeping a list. I'm sure she keeps it with the souls in her gym locker, you say. After all, she is a gym teacher. At Dragonfly School, you find Mary Brown's locker. There's a picture of a large, fire-breathing dragon on its door with the school cheer, Go Dragons, painted in all caps. Sure enough, the plaid thermos is there. Let's get out of here, you say, sticking the thermos under your arm. Before we're caught. Wait, Mina says. She pulls off an envelope taped to the locker ceiling and opens it. Could this be her list of soul donors? If it has 38 names, I would say yes, you reply. I'm not done reading. Mina quickly scans and counts. It does. And Rose is one of them. If you decide to find Rose, who might really be Sam, to see if she knows how to get her soul back from the thermos, turn to page 66, a sentence I've never read before. If you decide to return to Elton's house to figure out your next move, turn to page 61. So, Rose or Elton?
Okay, or Rose or Elton.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. Rose or
I didn't know if you were
Elton.
typing.
So I'll
Rose
catch up.
or
I'll catch you up on
Elton.
some of our. We had some really good
Here,
comments.
can you swap the?
Everyone's throwing out
Can you
zingers.
swap the?
What did I do?
Can you swap it so I can close the book?
Oh yeah, I'm so sorry. Trying to. So Joe said hoarding people's souls like TP.
Yikes.
And Vicky said that the thermos keeps the souls fresher longer, but I think someone else. Yeah, so Rachel said, how big is the thermos to hold 38 souls? I mean, I think that's a valid question.
Or how tiny are souls?
The yo-yo under the bed made me think of like a role-playing game where you have a yo-yo. All right, save Rose. Rose, save Rose. Rose, because the doctor. Drink the souls. Is that a choice? Rose. Go help Rose.
All right, let's help Rose. All right. So we're going to find Rose to see if she's Sam and figure out if we can get her soul out of the red plaid thermos. Yep. I think we should get Rose's soul back to her first, you say. Let's head to my house and try calling her. Mina and Elton agree, so you set off. As you approach your house, you're surprised by the sight of Rose herself, sitting quietly on your front porch steps. She stands up as you approach. I know you do not know me well, but I've been sent here to find you. Someone who is trying to help me said I would be safe here with you, Rose says. One question first. Are you really Samosa... What was it?
Desjardins.
Desjardins? My old pen pal from New Orleans? The one who everyone called Sam, you blurt out? Rose knits her brow in deep worry. I think I am. Yes, people used to call me Sam when I was little, until Mad Mary took me away. I just know that I need help, whoever I am. Mad Mary? You mean Mary Brown, our gym teacher, is Mad Mary from your letters, you cry? Just then a car turns onto your street. Rose, or Sam, suddenly looks terrified. Who is that? She cries. Come inside, you say, quickly opening your front door. So Mary Brown, the gym teacher, is Voodoo Mama Juju?
Voodoo Mama Juju.
All right. I am not a fan of this next illustration. I'm just going to be honest with you guys. Right? It is a brain with a fork sticking into... Nope. Shh. Not going to gag. Not going to... Got it. All right. The four of you hustle inside and lock the door. Luckily, your parents are out to dinner, and your mom has left 2 large pepperoni and mushroom pizzas with a note that says, in case you brought the gang back with you. Are you hungry, Sam, you ask? She glances around nervously as the car passes by. Yes, but do you have any raw meat? Ugh. So you really are a zombie, Elton says in wonder. Sam nods. Fresh brains are almost impossible to find. That's what zombies really need, but raw meat keeps me from starving. How about getting your soul back first, Mina suggests. My soul? Sam asks. She slumps down. Mad Mary has it. Not anymore, you announce, pulling the plaid thermos out of your backpack. Sam's eyes bulge. Where did you get that? She reaches her hands towards it. Watch out, you warn. According to Mary Brown, there are 38 souls in there. Sam carefully unscrews the lid of the thermos and takes a sniff. Then she hands it back. There's the thermos. Thermos full of souls.
Oh, okay. How do you separate them?
They're like noodles. They just float around on there. I cannot take my own soul back, she says. Someone else has to give it to me. You measure out a dose for Sam. I guess you just drink it, you say? I'm not sure. That makes sense to me, Elton says. Me too? Mina adds. Sam takes the small glass from your hand and drinks. She wrinkles her nose. What does it taste like? Elton asks. Cabbage juice, Sam says. It tastes awful. Drink the rest, Mina urges. Sam takes the glass, holds her nose, and drains the rest of the liquid. Yuck, she says with a shiver and a grimace. Do you feel any different, Mina says. Is it working? Sam's eyes are closed. As you watch, beginning at her feet, her skin begins to turn robin's egg blue. The color suffuses her body, then just as quickly she becomes bright as liquid gold before returning to her normal skin color. What a show, Elton says. Way to go, Rainbow Girl. Sam has a big smile on her face. You have saved my soul. I'm human again. Nice to meet you, Sam, you say. Nice to meet you too, she says, smiling. The end. You saved her! I mean, you're still, like, having to run away, and there's definitely, like, a bunch of other people in trouble and some weird stuff is happening. But
What is even happening in this book?
I don't know, but she did meet her pen pal, so that sounds nice.
So yeah, so the cover is very yeah, wow. I don't even know where the branching path was to go back to. Oh, Sam or Elton or Rose is where we could go back to.
Yeah, so we'll go back.
So technically we did again, our hearts aren't really lives. We reached one path. So we'll take a heart away. If you're just joining us, welcome to Adventures in Reading, where we read choose your own adventure books live on the internet, and we've not read these at all. And
we have no clue what's happening.
We have no idea what's happening, and you guys get to pick the path. So anyway, so Talia, we could back up to wherever that.
We're gonna
Elton.
go look for Elton. All right, we're gonna return to Elton's house to figure out our next move.
Very good. I will say that who wrote this? Dan McMurtry. I'll save my judgments till the end of the book. Did you find it?
I got really confused because this also has a picture of a thermos.
Ah.
But okay.
Recycled art. Very good.
Great.
Like Dragon Ball Z. You ready?
Mm-hmm. You decide to go back to Elton's house to figure out what to do with Mary Brown's thermos of souls. After you grab some cold lasagna that Elton's mom has left out for you on the kitchen counter, you retreat to the study to discuss the situation. Mina, who has been studying the list of names for Mary's locker, is perplexed. These are all kids from school, she says. A few are in high school now, and Billy Baffert has moved away. But what's the connection between them? I'll tell you the connection, Elton says between bites. They're all pale with a dazed look, sunken eyes, and an appetite for fresh brains. Mina rolls her eyes. Very funny. You grab the paper and study it. I actually don't think they're zombies yet. From something Mary Brown said tonight. Wait, I think I know. Isn't everyone on this list in the Dragonfly chorus? You ask. No wonder their last concert sucked pond water, Elton says. Mina snaps her fingers, and the connection is that Mary Brown sometimes subs for the pianist who practices with the chorus. She would have had access to these kids, but no one would suspect her of anything. Everyone associates her with athletics. Well, okay.
So Leanne, she's kind of disappointed that you're not reading about people getting torn apart.
Gross.
By zombies.
No, thank
A
you.
lot of people are agreeing.
Well, I'm not. How can we get their souls back to them, you ask, holding up the thermos. You have opened it up for a look. It's filled with pungent brown soul juice. That looks a lot like maple syrup. Easy, Elton replies. Spike their lemonade at practice tomorrow morning. Mina smiles broadly and pinches Elton's cheek, making him blush. I knew there was a reason we were friends. That night, you and Elton and Mina work out a formula to redistribute the soul syrup to the chorus. You make sure to leave enough for the 4 people who have gone on to high school and Billy Baffert. You'll get their souls back to them later. Luckily, Operation Lemonade goes off without a hitch. There's just one little problem. When you get back to Elton's house, the extra salt juice is missing. Mina calls from the kitchen. Where did you put the thermos, Elton? I stuck it in the fridge, Elton says. Well, I can't find it, Mina says. Come take a look for yourself. You and Elton go into the kitchen.
Vicky says reusing the same picture several times is lame.
The thermos is gone. Maybe your little brother took it, you suggest. Thomas?
Drink it.
Elton bellows up the stairs. What? His voice has authority. Oh, what? His voice has authority, deep without the squeak in it that was there yesterday. Have you seen the thermos that was there on the counter this morning, Elton asks. The red plaid one? Thomas calls down the stairs. Yeah, Elton replies. Where is it? I have it up here, he says. It's empty, though. Empty, Elton says. What do you mean empty? Empty like there's nothing in it anymore, Thomas answers. What happened to the stuff that was in it, Mina asks. Well, it tasted pretty good, Thomas says.
No!
I was dying of thirst and there wasn't any juice. Sorry. Does his voice sound somehow deeper, Mina says. More adult, Elton agrees. Those soulless people won't know what they're missing, you suggest. I hope. Have you heard anyone at school complaining? Maybe they can grow new ones, Elton says hopefully. The end. What?
Oh my God. Your brother just drank, so we lost a heart.
Ew.
Your brother just drank All the souls.
You know what this reminds me of? That episode of South Park where Cartman ate Kenny's soul.
That's
Didn't
a
he?
great episode.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah, and Kenny gets stuck inside of Cartman.
That's what it makes me think of.
Wow, I was not expecting that, but that is a fantastic ending.
Ew.
Your brother just drank 38 souls. He didn't even say anything about cabbage juice.
All right, okay, so then we have to go back.
We have to go back to
2 steps.
Yeah, so we need to
Do
go
you remember
back
what
to
it was? Because I
the
don't.
Volvo chase, or I think that was the last. It was the Volvo chase, or confronting the teachers. I think this is what Leanne wants right there.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh,
there you
this?
go. That's what.
No. No, that's why it's down here in the downstairs bookshelf, because this isn't in the upstairs where we live.
I picked those up on Facebook Marketplace on the cheap.
No.
I don't know if I'll read them, but we have them.
All right. If you decide to find Rose,
says
okay.
Adam, cabbage juice lover.
All right, I'm working my way backwards.
So we're on our last attempt here. We'll see how we do. We have 1 heart.
I don't remember.
Talk about the book as a whole.
Oh, is this if you go after Mr. Angel to stop him?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. This is our last chance. Let's go back and we're going to talk to Mr. Angel. To Adam. Okay. Adam Angel. Okay, I'm ready. Okay. All right. Mina looks into the darkness after the ghost of the car that has disappeared into the night. He doesn't have a home, she says. He's the living dead. You there, Professor Gaga calls. Wait where you are, Mary Brown screams, her voice deep and booming. Just like a gym teacher, Elton says, shaking his head in disgust, always giving orders. Let's get out of here, you say. It's not hard to outrun the 2 adults. Everyone knows Mary Brown is the most out-of-shape gym teacher in Maine. The 3 of you trot in the direction of the big highway that leads out of Pointy Hill. But you don't go 8 blocks before you find the Volvo. The car is crumpled against a tree. Liquid is oozing from the gas tank. One headlight is on and the right turn signal is blinking. Mr. Angel sits in the driver's seat staring into the darkness. Everything is silent for a moment, then somewhere a frog begins croaking. A mouse squeaking. Blackbirds swoop across the face of the moon. Here is a picture of a frog and a mouse in case you didn't know what they were.
Frog kaiju.
Turn to page 42. Hell, Mr. Angel says, ooh. We'll get you out, Mr. Angel, you say, rushing forward. Hang on. He looks at you, tries to smile, waves a stump in your direction. He says, just before the car catches on fire. Suddenly there's a loud flash and you are in a beautiful place where everything smells like sweet flowers, like roses. Everything is a rose. Apples are roses. The sky is a rose. The rose of the lake is reflected in the rose of the sky. And the place where Mr. Angel sits smiling at you, happy at last, is a rose. And you, of course, are a rose.
Papa?
The end.
Oh, there goes our last heart.
Oh, we died.
We legit died.
We legit died. Everything's a rose. Everything's coming up rose. Sorry.
Wow. So, what's your take on this one, Talia? People have noticed that there's not as many choices.
Yeah. Well, let's look at some of the cool artwork. Well,
cool?
Excuse me. Well, I'm not done. Let's go through and look at some of the artwork and see if we can find some that might be cool. So here we saw, that's them in the cemetery. There's the moon. There's the grave. Let's see. There's here's something in a lab. There's some feet. I'm assuming this is Gaga right here. He looks rather forlorn. Let's see what else.
Dan says, "Well, I have a new author to avoid."
Here's something bad happened to the car here as well. Oh, he does not look like he speaks in a Muppet voice, unfortunately. But also, I don't think that's him, because that's not a stump.
The art is super dark too. Like it's.
Here's This is an
That looks like the
angry
guy
man.
from Doom. Show that. If you play Doom on PC,
Very
and you
angry.
see a little character at the bottom of the screen.
There is a brain.
There's a brain with a fork, but they already reused that one, you said, didn't they?
Yeah.
Man.
There's some wild hair. Let's see. Oh, here it is. Desjardins. I'm not gonna do that. Moon. Cemetery. Cage. Thermos. Key. Ooh, here's
What's that one?
some sort of confrontation. Ooh, look, there's a kaboom. So something happened not great over here. Gaga's bomb-proof total immortality formula still needs a bit of work. So I think you die there too. There's a thermos. There's a thermos. There's a thermos. There's brain. There's a thermos. There's some train.
Brandy wants
trucks.
to know who was helping Sam. Brandy, I have no idea. This story was so all over the place.
There's a hand and a thing.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
sure.
nice and creepy looking. That's
I'm not...
cemetery. This is the exact same art from before, but flipped. It's been flipped horizontally.
Oh, so lame.
Here's she's chugging something.
I have to say, I was not expecting a little brother to chug 38 souls. I like that ending.
Not 38, just the extras. So
Just
maybe
the
only like 4 or 5.
Russell said, everyone died. The end.
Here is a little bag with a pufferfish in it for some reason. So we obviously didn't go down that path. Here's someone taking a snoozer on their desk.
Good. That's exciting.
Here's
Look at that.
this
Double-
is like a whole
full
thing.
spread.
Look, that car has been painted and I wonder, is that the Volvo? It's a cab. I'm not sure. Here is the same drawings from before, but real big.
Kaiju frog.
Giant frog. He looks very judgmental. Judgy frog. Here's some zombies. Oh, she's wearing little goofy slippers. She looks very afraid. So, there's that.
This has so many loose ends. I agree, Brandy.
Here's that looks terrifying.
That's
Don't like
terrifying.
that. No thanks. There's stars.
That's a lame drawing.
Here's, there's a shoe and some teeth in a jar.
Guys, I know we've got a lot of authors in the group, so I challenge
There's
you.
This is kind of sufficient. This
That's-
one's
that's-
a little
that's kinda
creepy.
spooky.
All right. Okay.
I think we can come up with a better choose your own adventure.
Well, here's about, the illustrator was Wes Louis, who was born and raised in Los Angeles, where he grew up drawing. He attended Pasadena City College, where he made a lot of great friends and contacts, and then the Art Center. He majored in illustration, but also took classes in industrial design and entertainment, and has been working in the entertainment industry since 1998 in a variety of fields. So the person who did the cover art and the illustrations in the book were 2 different artists. Because I was about to say, because this one
that
is
one's
not
bad. That makes me
Right.
actually want to pick it up.
right. That's not
Yeah.
terrible.
No, it's not bad.
All right, let's read about the author really quick. Ken McMurtry was born in Oklahoma. He attended colleges in California, Iowa, and Vermont. He has written several young adult adventure novels and 2 nonfiction books. He loves to read, tell stories, travel, and spend time with his family. In the past, he and his family have lived in Ireland, Spain, Italy, and Greece. When not imagining exciting adventures, he likes to cook, watch sporting events, exercise, and take power naps. He now lives in Vermont with his wife Polly and their 2 lovely goat girls, Phoebe and Persephone. I hope that those are legit goats and that's not like a way that he describes his children, because that would be terrible. All right. Well,
So, yeah,
you know what?
show them the back of the book there on the camera. So you can see this one, all those little dots are the pages, the bigger dots are the choices. So you can see this one's got so many pages in between before you actually have a decision tree. So
Well, I did it.
you did it.
I read a book about zombies.
The group
With
loves you
your
for that.
help. Thank you very much. Otherwise, I definitely would have never read a book about zombies. And now I've done it, so I can check that off my list. And now I never have to read another book about zombies ever again for the rest of my life.
So what do we have coming up in Literarily Wasted, Talia?
Okay, so it's about to be April, which means we're starting The Magicians by Lev Grossman. Our first live discussion is on Wednesday, April 15th. We're reading to, it's a little past the midway point. I believe it's called just book 2 is the beginning. So we're reading up to that point, and we'll discuss that then. I honestly don't know what else is there?
That's it. We may take off next week for Adventures in Reading. I don't know. That was my decision this morning, but I waffle. So we'll see. If y'all want another one next Sunday, we can do another one. I'll kind of leave it up to the group. I do have several more, but I'm going to be running out soon. And I think I'm going to try, Jeff was so kind to post up the pictures of Journey Under the Sea.
Oh, yeah. The artwork was incredible.
Oh, the artwork was beautiful.
So we might have to find some of the old school original ones. I think I'm going to be eBaying
just a little bit this week. Not going crazy because we definitely have plenty of books, but
yes, we do. We have so many.
We have so many books. Or we may try the video adventure. That one's a twist of plot. But yeah,
Ooh.
I think that's it, Talia.
So thank you so much for joining us. And
Jay just joined in. Hey Jay,
Hi,
we'll give you a shout out really quick. Hope you're
and we really appreciate you being here for the one and only zombie book I will ever read. And I hope y'all stay safe. Stay home if you can. Keep those hands clean. Don't touch your face.
Disinfect your groceries.
Disinfect your groceries before you bring them into your home. And we'll see y'all in the Literarily Wasted Lounge and on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And in the famous words of Adam Angel, Baba.
Join us next time for more adventures in reading. Don't forget to like, subscribe, follow, and share Literarily Wasted with your friends. And remember, adventure is just a book away.